The Battle of Stalingrad is one of the biggest battles, not just of the Second World War, but of any war. The director and the director of photography both wanted to tell this story in 3D because they thought it would personalize the events of these 6 characters and what they were going to go through.
The Russians are some of the early experimenters with 3D. What sets Stalingrad apart is it's the first Russian film made with this modern generation of 3D.
So what you're seeing here is a beam splitter system where we have 2 cameras mounted on what we call a rig or stereoscopic camera platform. And basically what the rig allows us to do is to mount 2 cameras for both your left and your right eye and allow us to get the cameras very close together, much closer than we could if we were going to put the cameras side by side. And we use this 50-50 mirror or beam splitter to reflect one camera off the under camera, and one camera shoots through the glass, the over camera.
One of the best aspects of shooting 3D is camera movement. As you move the camera, foreground and background objects shift against each other, and that accentuates 3D. So one of the exciting things for me about working on this film was working with Fedor Bondarchuk, who is just brilliant at moving the camera. His choreography of camera to talent and camera to set, it was fantastic.
One of the most challenging shots in the project was the flyover of the big beach embankment, where all the soldiers are getting into the boats and they're going to go across the river. So this was done using a cable cam system that did a big flyover, 250, 300 meters across the beach. And to do that, we have to put special fiber optic cable into the cable cam system and have wireless control of all of the parameters of the cameras. And it's just a big configuration. And of course, you have 2,000 extras across the beach, pyrotechnics, so there's a lot of money riding on us doing this shot. One of the most brilliant 3D elements of the movie was the constant use of particulate matter in the air, ash, rain, soot, raining down on the characters. And it's striking not only because it's beautiful to look at, but it helps to define the 3D space. From my rough calculations, 98% of all of the ash and the smoke and the snow was done practically on the set. And it really added to the realism of what we were doing.
When the scene with all the charging soldiers on fire was shot, I've never been part of a film where more stuntmen were lit on fire at a single time than this scene. And it was an astounding scene. There was just a realism to it that was scary and at the same time beautiful, and it was lyrical. And so it was amazing to see this absolutely horrific images with great depth, and the 3D to me completely enhanced that scene, that were so beautiful.
Наружу не соваться, без команды не стрелять. И немчуру выбросьте, это падает, скоро смердеть начнет, а?
Well, what's interesting about the use of 3D in the building, where a lot of the dialogue and the character scenes take place, is this building was their environment. And so it became about being trapped in a confined space. And the 3D medium is best at defining space. So there were scenes that were very claustrophobic, and the 3D brought that feeling of claustrophobia out. And even the space where the German soldier and his lover were, there was a feeling to it in 3D that I don't think would have come through in 2D. And then there were scenes that were very open, like we're in the building and we move up to the rooftop and suddenly the whole world is open up outside. That, to me, is part of what this medium is so good at.
This was a 3D cornucopia. Everywhere you looked on the set, there was something beautiful and tangible and real that we could photograph, that the characters could interact with. And it adds this amazing element of realism to the story.
Страх переждем. Войну. Да все переждем.
It's still about the story. And it's still about emotion, and it's still about connecting with your audience. All the 3D in the world isn't going to make a bad script into a good movie. But a great script could be made better And that's what I was really excited about. And I'll always remember this film. It was a fantastic experience.